the storm and the squalls on the shore, dropping ill anecdotes that you ain't heard before. This ain't casting away, it's a deep sea dive, extracting the truth so the culture can thrive. We dissect every piece of the wreckage and rust, turning nautical tales into audible trust. So batten the hatches and lock the main gate. The Shipwreck Podcast is determining fate. Yo, we weather the storm and the squalls on the shore, dropping ill anecdotes that you ain't heard before. This ain't casting away, it's a deep sea dive, extracting the truth so the culture can thrive. We dissect every piece of the wreckage and rust, turning nautical tales into audible trust. So batten the hatches and lock the main gate. The Shipwreck Podcast is determining fate. Yo, we weather the storm and the squalls on the shore, dropping ill anecdotes that you ain't heard before. This ain't casting away, it's a deep sea dive, extracting the truth so the culture can thrive. We dissect every piece of the wreckage and rust, turning nautical tales into audible trust. So batten the hatches and lock the main gate. The Shipwreck Podcast is determining fate. Yo, we weather the storm and the squalls on the shore, dropping ill anecdotes that you ain't heard before. This ain't casting away, it's a deep sea dive, extracting the truth so the culture can thrive. We dissect every piece of the wreckage and rust, turning nautical tales into audible trust. So batten the hatches and lock the main gate. The Shipwreck Podcast is determining fate.
Welcome, everybody, to the Shipwreck Podcast. I'm your host, Bobby Skipper. Sometimes my wife call me Robert. I'm not really with it. She's trying to throw Bob on me. Not with that one either. But here we are. Once again, I'm in an undisclosed location. Coming to y'all live and direct. And I'm happy to be here. I hope everybody else is happy to be here as well. As always, please hit that like. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're watching on Facebook, please share it on your Facebook because we're trying to grow the community. And the only way to grow the community is to get the word out. The only way to get the word out is to get shipmates like us to do it. Got another exciting show. I got another, again, exciting show today. Looking forward to it. And again, hit that like, hit that subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, share it. Then go to the YouTube and hit like and subscribe. I would like for you to more watch it on YouTube than Facebook. But for now, we're going to continue going on with Facebook because we're trying to continue to grow the community, and we are. So, it's been a week. Again, just happy to be here. We already got some guests lined up to talk and join the conversation. So I'll go ahead and bring them in already because, you know, it's been a good week. It's been a good week, and I just want to hear from everybody. Again, if you want to join the conversation, you're more than welcome to by hitting the link in the comments, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook. Welcome, Ronnie. How you doing, my brother?
Good times. Good to see you, my man. My brother, man.
As always. Ready to talk, ready to learn.
Been a crazy week, you know what I mean? But that gives us a lot of things to cover, a lot of things to talk to. Get to see my brother's face, his voice, share with the world, my man's and our thoughts. Thank you again for opening this up for everybody. And you know what I mean? Let's get it going.
Absolutely. Just, you know, like I said, this pod is going to talk about some of the chaos that's going on in with the Trump administration, because I really do feel like we as a country really and truly forgot the chaos that the man created last time he was in office. You know, I think we really forgot that 1 million people died because of his stewardship. You know, whether it was don't wear a mask, whether it was you don't have to take the test, not wanting to make the test, not wanting to make people wear a mask. All of those different things, you know. I will say the one thing that he did do correct, that he'll deny to the day and is, you know, that he disowns now, was the vaccine. speaking as someone who was hospitalized for COVID, and thank God that I was able to make it through. I thank God for the vaccine. You know what I mean? And that's the thing about it is, and I'll say this till I'm blue in the face. You didn't know with COVID how it was going to respond to you until you got it, and then it was too late to get the vaccine. You know what I mean? You can sit here and say I was, I'm not obese, I'm not, I don't smoke, all of those, I'm not old, all of those precursors that made it more likely for something bad to happen. But it still happened to regular folks too, you know? And so, but anyway, that's here and there. Again, I will thank Trump for that. That was actually a good thing. But yeah, he has created so much chaos in this country. Once again, whether it's Iran, whether it's TSA and ICE, whether it's the corruption that's going on and a blatant, still to me, in my point, stealing the money, people buying stocks and then immediately he makes an announcement that those stocks go up. It's absolutely terrible. But the first video I wanted to watch today is just checking back in on our neo-Nazi Nick Fuentes. And again, he's off the train. I think he's completely off the train. And I think that this will actually make people laugh when you see this quick video. And then we're going to continue going on because it's absolutely funny what he says, and especially being a neo-Nazi that he is. So let's real quick. I'm gonna just put this on real quick. It's literally 10 seconds.
I'm liking Obama now. I miss Obama. I miss the adults in the room. Get this orange clown out of here.
Sphincter nuthole sent.
That's it. He misses Obama. He misses. That's it. He misses.
Wow,
Obama.
I ain't even seen that one.
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. Coming from him. You know what I'm saying? Like he missed the adults in the room. Yeah. And honestly, that's what next week's episode is going to be on. Is I don't think he can never be in the tent because he's racist and he's a piece of shit.
Oh, absolutely not. You already know the rules.
How and when and if can we accept people into the tent? So that's going to be next week's episode. We're going to because I really want to dive into that and see, is it okay? Can we? Margie's another one. I don't see her stepping into the tent because she's still racist and has her crazy ass views. But can we accept people who voted for him and realize they made a mistake into the tent? But that's in here or there. That's for next week. The next thing I wanted to get into was
I can say something.
Go ahead.
I mean, if you think about it, I mean, we all make mistakes depending on what size of the mistake is. Depends on if people want to let you in or not. But yeah, that's gonna be a great discussion because I got a whole bunch of stuff. Literally, I was just literally thinking about that today, and I'm like, wow. A lot of people will talk about Diddy, and I'm like, wow, it's been people that did 1,000 times worse than him, and people like don't even think about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be a great topic.
Yeah. I'll say it again. I don't think Diddy should not be in jail right now. He's in jail for soliciting prostitution, and that is not a 5-year offense to me or 4-year, whatever he got. I think it was 4 or 5.
I think they gave 5 years.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous in and of itself.
For being rich.
Yeah.
But being rich and boisterous about it. Absolutely. Now, did he do it? No. Like, hold on. Like him putting his hands on Cassie though.
Oh, absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong. But again, he wasn't convicted.
Never get forgiven. But again, there's been people done 1,000 times worse.
Yeah, he wasn't.
If she forgave him.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, but if she forgave him.
I don't think she has because I know she was saying when it's sentencing that she was still afraid of him. So I don't think she forgave him. I don't see you forgiving somebody you're afraid of.
Forgave him, dog. I think I saw something. I don't know if it was true or not, but you already know how that go.
Mm-hmm. All right. Once again, welcome to the Shipwreck Podcast. If you're watching on Facebook, please do me a favor, share it on your Facebook page. We are trying to grow the channel. The best way to grow the channel is through word of mouth. Word of mouth comes from us, from our shipmates that's sitting here and watching. If you're on YouTube, hit the like, hit the subscribe. If you're on Facebook, do me another favor. Go to YouTube, hit like and subscribe. Again, we're just trying to grow the page. trying to get the algorithm to get more people to watch. We are actually constantly growing, and I'm just happy to be here with my shipmates and enjoying everything that's going on. I hope y'all like the intro video or the intro song. We'll talk more about that here in a little bit. If you got a chance,
that's a theme now. I love it.
Yeah. Got some new theme song. But we still got the beat that my son made, and I'm gonna continue to use that. All right. Next thing I wanted to talk about is the piece of shit in the White House. And I'll say it again. Bad people and terrible people will constantly make bad decisions. And that's why we're in the chaos we are today. From the TSA stuff, from ICE being out on the streets, killing civilians and arresting civilians. And I mean, it's not civilians, citizens. To the war in Iran. You know, he's a terrible human being. But I want to find those pearl clutchers who said, how dare you call Charlie Kirk a racist after he died? How dare you? How dare they wanted people fired? Remember all that? They wanted people fired if you celebrated his death and all of this shit. Remember that?
Yeah.
This is what the president posted.
They still talking about that.
Yeah, this is what piece of shit in chief posted earlier this week. Robert Mueller just died. Good. I'm glad he's dead. He can no longer hurt innocent people. President Donald J. Trump. And none of them fuckers that was pearl clutching over Charlie Kirk, which I don't know anybody personally who was celebrating Charlie Kirk. We described who he was as a person and why he was racist, and we was able to back that up with facts. But I didn't say. I've said it many times. Everybody on the show that I've had on always said he shouldn't have died for his political views. He shouldn't have died for his views. He shouldn't have been shot. He shouldn't have died. Nobody said they were happy for him to die.
Fact.
Nobody. That being said, we got some more people that want to come on. OJ.
Hey.
What's up, my brother? How you doing today?
What's going on? All right. What up, though?
What's going on? Is that a Woo Wednesday shirt? Looked like it was a little Wu-Tang shirt you had going on.
You know it.
I seen it. I peeped that. Only got a little smidgen of it, but that was enough. Yeah. So how's it been going? Have you been watching everything so far? You know, did you see the neo-Nazi saying that he wished Obama was back?
No.
Oh yeah. Listen to the neo-Nazi literally said he wants Obama back. Here we go. I'll play it for you.
I'm liking Obama now. I miss Obama. I miss the adults in the room. Get this orange clown out of here.
Sphincter Nuthole sent $20.
Yeah. It's getting bad out here in these MAGA streets, man. It's starting to get bad.
I was reading today that 23 of his cabinet members have given at least $1 million or more. So he's collecting money from his cabinet members.
They're giving him
education. Money? Yeah, education. She gave what she gave, is it 20 million? I'm trying to make me some dinner. I think she did like 20 million. All of them, even they say the only one that didn't contribute is like maybe out of all his cabinet members, only 3 of them didn't. So
he has the richest cabinet in history, by the way.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys know that, but everybody in his cabinet is a billionaire. Except for Hexev. Hexev was a talk show host on the weekends.
What about labor? I mean, HUD. He's not. Is he a millionaire? That's a brother. The one that's in charge of HUD.
The one. Oh yeah, he always got to put a brother in charge of HUD. I don't know.
That's all. That's the only one they can get. For some reason, I read somewhere that's the only way. That's the only position that they would give to a black man would be HUD.
Makes sense. It honestly does. Somebody said Blagojevich went to jail for trying to sell Obama's empty seat. What's the jail time for selling cabinet seats? Who knows? Well, actually, will be nothing because he will pardon himself and pardon them.
You said Blagojevich?
Yeah, Blagojevich.
Illinois. Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago. Yeah, he sold Obama's seat and went to jail, and then Trump pardoned him.
Right.
Trump pardoned him.
Yeah, that's old news though.
Yeah, no, she was just saying like if he can go to jail for bribes and selling a seat, shouldn't Trump? And I'm gonna say it again, no. Like to me at this point, because there's blatant corruption going on. The only way any of these people will be held account is through the international tribunal if it's war crimes related, whether it's a double tap that we don't even talk about anymore that happened in the Caribbean. We don't even talk about that stuff anymore.
There's already what's name already has a warrant for his arrest.
Netanyahu? Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he has a warrant for his arrest.
He does. But we're going to have to actually turn people over. We're going to have accountability. And the other way that we can do it is, as a country, is the states, because he is going to pardon himself and he's going to pardon everybody associated with him. So the states is going to pick up. So for instance, whichever state that $1.5 billion bet on stocks going up 15 minutes before he announced that he was in negotiations with Iran, whatever state that was placed in, that's the state that needs to charge him for insider trading. They need to create state crimes. Not create, but charge them with state crimes.
Well, see, that's why he got.
They're already talking about that
with New York. Yeah,
Letitia, that ain't over with either. But that's what governor was that just came out there? Where airport did it? Atlanta, Georgia. One of the governors talked about ICE or the DA for not the DA, but the Attorney General for I think it's Georgia. One of the states came on TV like a couple of days ago and said
definitely gonna be Georgia.
It was one of the states, and he specifically told ICE. He said, "If you go on these airports and act a clown if you want to, you ain't gonna be able to get pardoned off of that." And I'm like, "Well, airports are."
It's probably New York. If I had to bet. It probably would be New York. Yeah.
Well, he said if that happens, he gonna lock him up himself. I'm like, okay.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
There's somebody standing up, but we'll see how that works out for him.
Yeah. So again, if you're watching, hit like, hit subscribe.
I think airports fall under Fed, right?
No, they kind of do. I think at a certain point that they do, but I think the airports themselves are municipal and state. You know, right. even the tragic accident that happened at LaGuardia, that was a state-owned fire truck. So, like I said, I don't think I think there's a certain point where it gets to become federal, but I think it's all state. So
I wanted to ask, I was gonna call you, Ronnie, and ask you about that. I mean, they said there was only one air traffic controller in the tower.
It was two. They said it was two. I still don't excuse it. There was a lot of stuff that happened. We'll talk about that later. Let's not skip on to that one because I'm like, yeah.
It was two. All right,
but
I wanted to go back.
It was definitely two, but it's a lot of Swiss cheese holes in that. Let's go back to that.
I wanted to go back and touch on what I talked about last week with the mail-in voting with the Supreme Court decision in February to discriminate or be able to discriminate against where if they want to deliver the mail or not, and people not having recourse. So I'm gonna play this quick video for y'all so y'all can see what we're talking about and understand the challenges now that comes in with mail-in voting. If it was me and what I would recommend to my family that is able to do mail-in voting is you got to go vote in person at this point because you can't trust the mail. You just cannot. Right. So let's watch the video and let's talk about it. So this is again talking about something from last week, but it's very important to talk about.
The Supreme Court just ruled that the Postal Service can't be held legally liable even if a racist postal worker decides not to deliver your mail because you're black. I'm Major League, and this is news you need to know. In a 5-4 decision, the Supreme Court ruled against a Texas woman in her lawsuit against the Postal Service, claiming it withheld her mail because she is black. The woman alleged the post office that covers 2 rental properties she owns in suburban Dallas changed the lock on her post office box and then declined to deliver the mail to the property. She says they even taped a sign to her mailbox announcing in bright red letters that they would not deliver the mail to her tenants. With this ruling, the Supreme Court has cemented the government's total legal protections from racist actions by its workers. This means that even if a delivery is intentionally withheld, the victim has no path to seek damages in court. The big picture legal implications of this are huge. Many black and brown communities rely on vote by mail to bypass local voter suppression efforts. This ruling means that if a postal service worker decides on their own or is pressured to not deliver mail to ballots in black neighborhoods, the citizens have no legal recourse. If the government can fail to deliver ballots in specific zip codes without facing legal consequences, the integrity of the entire electoral process is compromised.
Can count ballots received after Election Day.
All right, stop real quick. Was anybody, if you can put in the chat, if you could hear it or not? I know somebody has the technical difficulties. I want to make sure that everybody was able to hear that. Basically, what the video was saying was that a woman in Dallas sued the post office for intentionally not delivering her mail because of her race. And the Supreme Court decided 5-4 that she has no recourse in that. So basically, did everybody be able to hear that? Yes, okay. People was able to hear it. Okay. So basically, if you
John,
I had to watch it on YouTube. Yeah.
You had to watch it. Okay. Whether you were trying to get delivered mail or whether you were trying to send something out, they can deliberately not deliver your mail and you have no recourse. You have no recourse whatsoever. So I'm going to finish the video and then we talk some more about it.
In a case that could have an impact in nearly 30 states that allow some kind of grace period. The RNC is challenging a Mississippi law that allows ballots to be counted up to 5 business days after Election Day if they're postmarked by Election Day. Justice Alito was among the biggest skeptics during Monday's arguments.
Independence Day, birthday, and Election Day, and they're all particular days. So if we start with that, if I have nothing more to look at than the phrase Election Day, I think this is the day in which everything is going to take place.
But Justice Kagan questioned the impact of that logic on practices like early voting.
It seems to me it's a rule that prevents early voting because you're basically saying there are 2 things that have to happen, and they have to happen on Election Day.
Meaning the casting of the vote and the receipt of that vote. But attorney Paul Clement, representing the RNC, said the argument is that the process be consummated or completed by Election Day. A number of the justices also raised the issue of the potential for the appearance of fraud when votes arrive and are counted after Election Day. And there wind up being shifts in vote totals and how that may impact public confidence.
So again, y'all, they are trying to find ways to keep us from voting. And I'm not saying us as black folks or anything like that. I'm saying us as Americans.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Justices also raised the issue of the potential for.
And so we have to be vigilant. We have to learn where our polling places are. We have to learn to make sure that we're registered, not kicked off the rolls. We have to get out and vote and get our kids to vote and get our family to vote, because this is getting. I mean, it's already been ridiculous, but it's getting worse and worse and worse. What say you guys before I move on to another video with the save? Actually, let me go ahead and play this first before we even talk about it, because this goes back into the same thing as well, because I wanted to play more information.
For me?
Hold on. I'm going to come back to you. Okay. Video. So I wanted to play one more, and it's Lisa Murkowski, who's actually a Republican from Alaska. And she is giving an example of the SAVE Act that we talked about last week, and how it can affect rural communities. Just for her, in instance, in Alaska, it's something to watch. It's something to really understand what this rule and what they're trying to pass with this bullshit bill.
I was born down here in Ketchikan. There's no star in Ketchikan. Now, there is a DMV in Ketchikan, so maybe I could start my application there in Ketchikan, but I'm still going to have to go to Juneau to go present my documentation. All of Southeast, there's no roads down there. There is a ferry. It's 20 hours from Ketchikan up to Juneau there. Or I take the Alaska Airlines jet. It's only an hour. But, I don't know, it's $420 to get me from here to there. If I am in Fairbanks, where I went to school, okay, I've got the ability to present my documentation there. But if I'm in any of these North Slope communities here, this is where I have to fly to present my original documentation. So this is going to be hard. This is going to be costly on Alaskans. And again, these are people who are eligible to vote. They're citizens of our country. But if they're looking at a situation where I'm going to have to spend $1,000 to get me to where I can present my documentation to vote, they're not going to do it.
So again, it's a poll tax. And the reason, and just to reiterate what she's talking about, this new law mandates that everyone go and re-register and show their documentation. And if you don't, you're kicked off the rolls. So one of the comments said was, what about the active duty? There is a provision in there that active duty can vote by mail because they want to stop voting by mail. However, you have to re-register. So if you're overseas, how do you register in person? It's like somebody just said right here, it's absolutely a poll tax. It's absolutely a poll tax. This law is specifically there to keep people from voting. But I think it will hurt Republicans if they were to get it passed as much as it will hurt Democrats.
You have to re-register. So if you're overseas, how do you register in person?
I don't know. Somebody, I got an echo. I don't know who's.
It's like somebody just said right here. It's absolutely a poll tax.
That might be me.
Okay.
This
For me, like, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
And you know the funny part is that the president voted via mail.
Yep.
Did y'all know that?
Yeah. I had a video on it.
And he answered that question. They asked him about that today, and they asked him about that today, and he said, "Oh, there's reasons why you can do mail-in voting is if you're sick, you're out of state, you're traveling, you want There's a whole bunch of reasons why you can mail in ballot. But here's my question. Hold on, but here's my question: is if nothing was wrong with the last election, since you had overwhelmingly the most votes ever in your mind, why do you have to all of a sudden change it right now?
It's a great question.
But I don't understand. You know what I mean? If the amount of people that supposedly voted for you in the last election was so big and so many people, how and why would you want to change the way that voting has been? Why? Yeah. So it's obviously something nefarious because they already know. They see the writing on the wall. What's about to happen here in November. They know that. And here's the funny part. It's not the states still are in charge of their voting. States are, right? Yeah. So the states are going to be the ones that have to implement a lot of these things because every state is not going to be. They're not going to be able to put all these things in order for each of their states because just like she was talking about in Alaska, think about that for a second. They're in Alaska. They're probably one of the most rural places that we have as a state where people, it's like cities or little towns. I don't even they call them towns. That's like, 60, 70
There's only
people.
700,000 people
that's
in
their
Alaska.
population that are hundreds of miles away.
Yeah. And that's what she was saying. It's only 700,000.
Right, that are several hundred miles away from any polling place. Like, so how do you disenfranchise those people? You know what I mean? So obviously, there's something nefarious going on, and they're gonna try to crack into why it is. And they're trying to, again, like I said, they're trying to do so much stuff so fast. They're trying to throw so much spaghetti on the wall and see what stick. And they still don't want you to focus on them Epstein files. Get the Epstein files. Stay on the Epstein files, because they're trying to freaking still distract people. Voting is going to happen the way voting is going to happen. It's illegal for them to bring ICE or armed agents to a polling place. It's illegal already. It's already on the books. They can't do it. Right? Even the ICE head already has stated that. You can't have those people there. So people, all this stuff that people keep throwing out, oh, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. No, this is more than enough time to go out there and get all whatever. Listen, if they want you to wear red shoes on one foot and purple shoes on the other foot, and if you don't have it the right way, and you can't go get the red and purple shoes, you know what I'm saying? However they want to play the game, play the game. You know what I'm saying? Because the Supreme Court is not going to be on your side. The Supreme Court is obviously they shouldn't even have heard this case. This case got shut down everywhere else except them.
I don't know where you living at. What planet you living on? You don't think Supreme Court is just automatically going to not be on their side? I question everything.
I don't think so. I think he's burned that bridge with them already.
I'm saying the Supreme Court is going to obviously be on the president's side. I'm just saying they shouldn't even have heard the case. They shouldn't even heard the case. Is what I'm saying.
Which case in particular you talking about? You talking about
that's all I'm saying. They should have never ever brought that
case.
This bullshit case they talking about, this same bullshit voting stuff. Yeah, the voting thing. They shouldn't even have heard, because all the other courts are already said absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And why would you even allow that to even come? Man, stop playing.
They shouldn't even have heard the case on birthright citizenship. You know, they shouldn't even heard that case. That's specifically in the Constitution, and here we are. They're hearing it. So I don't put shit past the Supreme Court. I don't put not a damn thing past them. They will do whatever they want to do, and Roberts, the Chief Justice, has no control over him because he's outnumbered.
But Trump just talked down about the people that he put on the Supreme Court.
He done talked down about them before. This ain't the first time, and they still backed him and shit. This ain't the first time, and it's not the last. Again, everybody, if you're watching, hit the like, hit the subscribe, share this joint on your Facebook. Yeah. So, all right, I want to go now. Let's get into what I wanted to talk about. The first one is what's going on with this TSA and ICE. It is absolutely ridiculous that we are 40-something days in, and ICE, and TSA, as well as Coast Guard, as well as the rest of DHS isn't getting paid. However, ICE is getting paid. And it's absolutely getting paid well. Yeah, they are. Getting paid well. So this video got some information in here that you guys may have never even heard about yet. But so here we go.
Get a load of this line in Terminal E at Bush Airport as of 7:45 a.m. Thursday morning. You can see this is actually where the line starts. It's on the first floor. Then it continues upstairs, outside Terminal E, then back inside. This is what people are having to deal with there. 4-hour wait times to get through security lines. Only Terminal A and E are open for security checkpoints. At Bush, we understand Clear and Pre-Check are still closed, and that's because about 40% of TSA agents called out at Bush Airport yesterday due to this government shutdown and them not getting paid. In fact, if this shutdown continues, tomorrow will be the third missed paycheck for TSA workers nationwide. We are following these wait times hour by hour on K211. Stay with us. It's 5:10 a.m. Thursday morning at Bush Airport, and this is what the line looks like already. Mind you, TSA checkpoints just opened around 4 a.m. in Terminal E and A. Those are the only terminals open for TSA security to get through screening, and we understand that pre-check as well as clear are still closed. That is because Bush has some of the highest TSA agent call-outs in the country, over 40% yesterday, and that's been the ongoing trend. But we are hearing some help could be on the way. DFW and Dallas Love Field airports are supposed to be sending TSA agents to Houston tomorrow.
I just want to stop for a second. They're going to send agents from DFW and other airports, DFW and Love, to Houston. They aren't getting paid either. They aren't getting paid either. Nobody's getting paid, and you're going to send people from other places when all you have to do is pay them. We got to finish the video because it's so much more information.
Help relieve the pressure of the long lines here. We're following on KQ11. We're also breaking down just how many hours you might have to wait this go around, and also how you can plan in advance so you don't miss your flight.
Wait, did Trump get the idea to send ICE agents into airports from a woman who called into a radio show?
Let me stop this again. The idea for ICE going into the airports came from a caller from a radio show. And I know you're probably saying, you're shitting me. This is not true. Watch.
Have to hear this clip. So on Friday, Linda from Arizona called into the conservative radio show, the Clay Travis and Buck Sexton show, and offered a solution to the TSA problem.
Clay, I think I have a solution to the TSA problem. What we need to do is we need to supplement where we're missing out on TSA agents who can't afford to work for us anymore. We need to bring in ICE agents.
Linda, I'm going to say, it's kind of a brilliant idea.
And then that night, the radio host went on one of Trump's favorite Fox News shows, the Jesse Waters show, and talked about his caller's idea.
I had a caller on the show, the Clay and Buck show today, Charlie. It had an interesting idea. What if President Trump announced that ICE agents were now going to be supplementing TSA agents inside of all of the airports?
And then what do you know, the very next day, Trump Truth Social that ICE agents will be deployed to airports to, quote, do security like no one has ever seen before. And of course, we're already seeing how that's playing out at 13 airports nationwide.
All right. So again, that is
I don't agree, Ms. D, but that's a terrible solution.
Yeah,
terrible solution.
Hey, those
is a terrible.
I can hear the video now,
and I'm gonna tell y'all why.
I couldn't hear it before, but when you
can hear it now,
I can hear it now.
Yeah, go on YouTube right now.
I'm on my phone.
Get on your laptop and get on YouTube.
You got to echo.
Look
you
on your laptop.
Stop the YouTube. You got to stop the YouTube or turn it down when you cut the mic.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah.
So at first when ICE went out there, they were just quote unquote crowd control, giving out water. Now they're actually learning how to do IDs and stuff. So I'm gonna be honest.
Crazy.
It's crazy. I'm not going to teach the person that's getting paid to keep me, because once they learn how to do it, what do you need to be there for? You out of a job.
That's right.
You out of a job. I'm not, man, these people better than me. I'm not gonna lie. I don't see how you can do it. I just don't.
So listen, they talked to the DHS lady today, or the TSA person, and she told them about, I don't know if you guys watched that today, that it takes 4 to 6 months for a TSA agent to be trained and qualified, fully trained and qualified. 4 to 6 months. They just started this say on Monday, right? What was this, Thursday? So you telling me in 3 days that you have someone that has not the proper training, they are able to come in here and do the things that TSA agents are doing, and that's okay. Obviously,
I don't think it is.
Obviously, there are going to be a lot of freaking issues. There are going to be things that get through TSA that shouldn't be getting through TSA, because the people that they're putting there and ICE guys aren't properly trained. And what's going to happen is when something happens to when they illegally search somebody, or they do something obviously wrong and they sue the fuck out of them, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, they're going to do something that's illegal, and they're not going to know it's illegal.
Mm-hmm.
And the TS or the FAA, or they're going to get sued. The DOT is going to get sued for it. So for people that are out there traveling, and you go through all those checks, because I've actually been checked a few times. I don't, you know what I mean? I like hand check, like you got to get waived now because I don't know why. And they do the improper, and they do that improperly. Stand by, because I guarantee you the amount of people that go through these checkpoints is going to happen. They're going to do something to someone, and it's going to be really, really bad.
I don't think
people really want. Oh yeah, they're doing everything there already. You see what the TSA or the ICE agent sitting? That's the X-ray machine.
No, that's not the X-ray machine. That is not that is the ID machine. That's the ID. So that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like,
yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So I don't think they're going to be doing, because that definitely takes a lot of time to see what the hell you're looking at and all of that. I think that
machine is something else.
They're just trying to supplement, so that way, if instead of them needing 10 people to keep a station open, they only need 8 because they got 2 ICE agents that can do the ID part. And then now they got the other people, instead of doing IDs, 10 people doing IDs, or 10 people total, 2 doing IDs, they only need 8 because they can just do everything else, all the stuff that you're talking about that requires more training. So this is probably what I think, outside looking in, this is probably the easiest thing that they can do and get trained on pretty quickly, because the machine does everything. The machine, you take the picture, you see if the license is valid by not even by you looking at it. They used to have the little black light back in the day. Now they put it in the computer, and either it's real or it's not. So it's much easier for somebody that's not.
I hear you.
That's because they want everybody to have those real IDs.
Listen, this is setup, bro. When something happens, and it's going to happen. Listen, when something happens, and it's going to, because the amount of people that I go through here, and something real bad happens, who are they going to blame? Mm-hmm. The only reason that TSA and all the rest of them are not being paid is because of the SAVE Act. It has nothing to do with anything else.
I absolutely agree.
The administration basically said, we're not dealing with you until you sign this SAVE Act, which has nothing to do with TSA, the Coast Guard, or any of the other agencies.
I'm about to get to that.
Our patriots are out here working for without damn pay, which is crazy to me.
And I'm about to get to that. See, here you go right here. This is Trump's shutdown. Let me finish the video and then we finish talking. And I'll put this on this big screen. But yeah.
Senator Cruz and I came up with a plan. We said, look, it's a 2-step process. The Democrats have offered to open up everything but ICE. Ted and I said, okay, let's accept their offer. And then at the same time, we would offer a bill for reconciliation where we don't need any Democratic votes to do whatever we wanted to do with ICE. And that way we're out of the shutdown and DHS is back open. We submitted that, Senator Thune submitted that to President Trump, as is his right. He said no deals with the Democrats. It would have worked. We could have had TSA paid by the end of the week, but the president said no deal.
And we got to do something about it all, and it's part of Homeland Security. And I'm suggesting strongly to the Republican Party, don't make any deal on anything. The most important thing we can have is what's called the Save America Act.
That's what you're talking about, Ron.
Don't make any deal on anything unless you include voter ID, and you have to be a citizen to vote. You have to show citizenship to vote. Very easy to do. It's very insulting when they say people can't do it because they don't know how to do it. Anybody that can't do it, I think it's a very insulting thing to say. The Democrats are fully to blame with the struggle the great American public is going through at the airports. They're going through a big struggle right now, and we just put ICE in charge, and they're helping TSA, the agents, and they're working together so far very well.
When you see ICE agents...
So again, This last part right here is just to show you this country is still full of 1/3 idiots.
Floyd, what goes through your mind?
I like it. I mean, I think Trump's doing a hell of a job. I like it.
Most of the travelers we spoke with say while it's disappointing the current shutdown is having a negative impact on TSA staff, they're pleased to see ICE agents stepping in.
They're protecting us.
Protecting you from what? A long ass line that he created? What are they protecting you from? How many times have you went to the airport and you said, "Man, I sure wish somebody was here to protect me from the line that I'm sitting in." It's ridiculous. The amount of excuses. They
listen, and you know what the fuck?
They just create shit. And I just can't help to go back to this one real quick. You know, I'm gonna switch off for a sec because I remember it was a time when they said Barack Obama was the most divisive president we ever had as a country. I mean, in the country. The last time I checked, Barack Obama never said he wished anybody was dead, including Osama bin Laden.
Yeah.
What are we talking about here? What are we doing here? It's really an alternate reality, and I cannot wait for 10 to 20 years from now when all of these people is going to act like they never voted for the man. When their grandkids and their kids are looking at them like they're fucking crazy. They were like, "We never voted for." I don't even know what you're talking about. He was the worst president ever. Yeah, we told you that shit before. We told you before you voted for him.
Let me.
You voted for the racism.
Listen, if you're right,
go ahead.
Listen, you're like this is so. Yeah, this stuff is so deep, man. That people, if you think about how people think, there are still people in this country. A big majority of people in this country didn't think slavery was bad. So there are going to always be people that are going to be so stuck in their head to think, hey, something alternate in their minds, blue pill, red pill, no matter what happens, I don't care how you spin it, this is what it is. There are people that are still talking about legacies of traitors. These people that run around with all these other things that other than the American flag and say rebel, rebel, rebel are hyping up traitors. So that's what I'm trying to say. It's like you're never going to get through some of these people. And you know what else that people don't really realize is what isn't ICE wearing at airports?
Name tag.
Oh, their masks. They're not wearing a mask.
Yeah, they're not wearing masks.
Mm-hmm. That too.
So why you don't wear a mask at the airport, but you wear a mask when you go kidnap? Go potentially
Trump already explained that. He said,
houses kidnapping them.
Trump explained that. He explained that. He said, when you're gonna get in the criminals, you're gonna get in the rapists and the murderers and stuff like that. You got to wear a mask. Well, but when you don't, when you're there helping the American people, then you're fine. Speaking of slavery, yeah, that's what he said. Speaking of slavery, the U.S. is one of three countries.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't. The U.S. is one of three countries that
I saw that
voted to reject slavery as a crime against humanity.
Wow.
That just happened yesterday at the UN.
But slavery still is going on.
Yep.
It is.
It's still going on.
I watched that.
Because people can't even afford to live certain places.
They talking about the transatlantic. No, slavery is definitely going around in the world. I promise you that. But what I'm trying to say is they were talking about specifically the transatlantic slave trade. Yes, slavery. I promise y'all, slavery is still going around in this world. I promise you. I've been a whole bunch of places, bro. It's going out.
No, we talking about just in the U.S.
You know what I'm saying? But it's what are you talking about?
Slavery.
So what happened was it was a night. Not was it Sudan? One of the African countries. I mean, if you think about everybody's a slave to the system. So we all slaves.
Yeah,
so that goes
but
back to me and Black having this argument, what, 6-7 months ago, Bobby?
Yeah.
So technically, you're right.
But I agree with you. I think
slavery
is happening still everywhere. It's just
but what I was trying to get at is there. So Russia, like, listen, I can't. Yeah, I can't hear you, Bobby.
You're a little. I don't know if it's me. I'm in my special location. I don't know. Yeah, I got you.
And you're in your secret location.
Yeah, I'm in my secret location, so I don't know how well this internet I got going on is working. But it seemed like it's Ronnie more than me, to be honest. Cause you hear me okay, OJ?
Yeah,
I hear you.
Okay, all right. Let's. I want to continue on. So yeah, this is through a lot of.
I'm gonna log off and log back on.
Okay, this country is going through a lot of chaos, and like I said before, we forgot how chaotic his last presidency was. I'm saying we as people who voted for this fool. Because it was very chaotic, and that's what is back in full effect in so many different ways.
All the way up to the end.
All the way up to the end, and just so people can understand where we're at, we are 9 months away from halftime. I hope you understand what I'm saying there. We are 9 months away from halfway through this administration. We got a long way to go, folks. We got to stay vigilant. I hope that this TSA thing gets resolved soon, but it's really up to Trump. The Republican Party is Trump's party. He's a mob boss. What he says goes, and I don't know if he's ready for it to. He'd rather do contingencies than pay TSA. My point is this, because for all of those TSA workers and people that aren't getting paid, the government employees that voted for this administration, are you still cool with it? Are you okay with not getting paid because the person you voted for literally is the one that why you're not getting paid? He's literally, and he's claiming it. He's not even saying that it's not that it's bullshit. It's fake news, whatever. He is telling you that's why he's not getting paid. That's the question I have. Again, people, if you're watching this, hit like, hit subscribe. Helps the algorithm. If you're on Facebook, share it on the Facebook. If you want to join the conversation, you can join it from Facebook or YouTube. There is a link in there where you can just click on it and join the conversation. We always love to hear different opinions. Especially if you voted for Trump and you want to get on the mic and talk about why you voted for him and why that's still a good vote, please join us. Please join us. I'm gonna get on to our third topic, y'all, which is our second topic that I wanted to really talk about, which is I switched from ChatGPT to Gemini. And so far, I really enjoy it. The reason why we're going into the video, the reason why I switch is because ChatGPT is in bed with the Trump administration as far as spying on Americans. They're okay with spying on Americans and okay with their AI being able to be autonomous and for lethal actions with the Pentagon. So I said I had to go. I learned that information. I was late to the boat on that, but when I learned it, I was out. And so I switched to Gemini. There are some different other ones that I looked at, but for me, I just felt the Gemini was good. And I don't know if you know or not, but some of the videos that I posted already, like on Facebook, I used AI to do them, which was like amazing to me. That's the first time, because ChatGPT would never. Same thing that I would say, like even my intro song that I just played in the beginning, or the countdown song, is a it's Gemini song. And so I wanted to get into why I switched. And do any of you guys use AI at all?
I don't.
You don't? Okay.
No.
All right. I use it and I love it.
See, I'm old.
Yeah, I use Perplexity.
You use Perplexity
or the countdown song.
Yeah, I use Perplexity. You guys know what Perplexity is?
Yeah. So I got a video. I got a video.
I use Perplexity.
I got a quick video.
It's the same. It's different ones.
Yeah. So all right. So let me tell you exactly why I left ChatGPT, and then we're gonna go into differences between them, and then I'm looking forward to hearing from the audience, the people that's watching, to see if they use AI and what they use it for. Because I would love to get into a conversation about that and the good and bad about what could be happening with AI.
Breaking news involving two of San Francisco's leading artificial intelligence companies and the Pentagon. Anthropic's relationship appears to have ended, but OpenAI is ready to make a deal. This evening, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman announced on social media the company had reached a deal. Altman shared the Pentagon agreed to not to use its technology for mass surveillance of U.S. citizens or to create fully autonomous weapons. He added he'd like for those terms to be extended to all AI companies, which leads us to Anthropic. It had a deadline of today to allow unrestricted military use of its technology. Anthropic refused, and President Trump ordered federal agencies to phase out the use of Anthropic technology. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth then designated Anthropic as a supply chain risk to national security. At issue in the defense contract is AI's role in national security and concerns about how it could be used in high-stakes situations involving lethal force, sensitive information, or government surveillance. Anthropic responded in a statement that says it has not received direct communication from the Department of War or the White House on the status of negotiations. The statement also says, quote, "No amount of intimidation or punishment from the Department of War will change our position on mass domestic surveillance or fully autonomous weapons. We will challenge any supply chain risk designation in court."
So again, two things there. Number one, thank you, Anthropic, for being stand up and saying I'd rather lose the business than give you something that's unethical, in my opinion. Surveilling Americans, as well as just saying basically that some Terminator shit, like the computer can pick when they shoot somebody, when a missile will be fired. That should never happen. And then for ChatGPT to say, you know what, we'll do that. That's why I got rid of ChatGPT. So
where they were.
Yeah, so Ms. Diva, I would definitely suggest, that you reconsider and maybe get rid of Chat just because of that. And they lost a ton of market share when they made that announcement. And I'm one of those. I'm happy to be able to be saying I'm one of those. So the other thing is how this administration uses government contracts and government business to punish people. And that in and of itself is un-American, and it's like, again, it's so much shit that goes against this wall, just thrown against the wall. And so it's absolutely terrible. Before anybody talk, I want to play this next video, which is the difference between the AIs and why I chose to go with Gemini.
All right, the battle of the AIs, ChatGPT versus Perplexity, Claude versus Gemini, which one wins? Curious about which AI platform fits your needs? We're gonna break it down today. Okay, let's find out which one is worth your time. First, we have ChatGPT by OpenAI. It's known for conversational tone, flexibility, and coding help. Plus, its plugins open tons of use cases. Pros, it's super easy to use and great for brainstorming. Cons, it struggles with real-time knowledge, unless you use plugins like Browser. Next up, Perplexity AI. This is like Google search on steroids. Its focus is on providing accurate sources for its answers. Pros, it's great for research and fact-checking. Cons, it's less conversational, so it might feel a little bit robotic. All right, Claude by Anthropic. It's the AI for long-form content. It handles massive documents better than most platforms. Pros, incredible memory and depth for large files. Cons, it's a little bit slower at quicker tasks compared to others. And finally, Gemini by Google. It's deeply integrated with Google's workspace, and it focuses on real-time interactions like text and images and more. Pros, amazing for visuals and Google integration. Cons, it's still early stages, so features are still evolving. All right, so which one should you use? If you need creativity, go with ChatGPT. If you have a research focus, try Perplexity. If you're handling big projects, Claude your AI. And if you love Google, Gemini's your best bet. AI tools are evolving fast. Start testing today so you don't get left behind. Share what's working for you and what you're using on AI.
So again, like I said, I chose Gemini because I do a lot of stuff for the podcast on it. But they said if you're doing a lot of research and coding, Claude is the best one for that. And Perplexity is Perplexity is really good for, but I think for real time research is what I heard from the research that I've done. Well, I'm sorry, Ronnie. Go ahead and tell me which ones do you use and what you use them for.
I use Perplexity because it's literally just what he just said. It's not. I'm not saying you can have a conversation like if you want. I don't do it, but I just use it for research. I use it for research and fact checking. It can help you build stuff. It can help you write your resumes. It can help you make the best decisions about pretty much anything. And the funny thing is, I was just on a interview yesterday, and they were talking about AI and what its uses for. AI is a great tool, but with any tool, if you use it improperly, if you use a hammer and you hit a window, the window's going to break. If you use a car because it's a tool and you hit the gas too hard, you're going to have an accident with other people. AI is similar to me. Like if you use it in the right way, it's a great tool. The only thing that I know about, the only thing that I can say about any system is AI is only as good as the information that you input into it. So if you put in some information or you put in something that is you don't even know about, and you tell it to do something, and you don't tell it to do something specific, it's not going to think about until the end, because it gives you suggestions at the end. Until the end of whatever you asked it, it's going to do what you asked it specifically to do. It's not going to think things through. It's not going to say, hey, in this rule of engagement, only shoot people that have long hair, a beanie on, and they look like they have an AK. Well, what happens when we have our soft guys that are undercover somewhere who are with long hair, a white robe, and they have an AK because they don't want to look like a U.S. person, and the drone sees them. You know what I mean? So it kills them. You can't blame the AI. You literally told the AI what to prosecute, right? But they will blame the AI, but you can't. You blame the person that programmed it, the AI. You blame the person that put the AI, that gave the AI specific jobs. That's the only thing that's going to be an issue, because you're not going to be able to go back and say who said this to the AI, who told the AI to do this specific thing. And anything that we normally have in the world is always a human operator that you can point your finger to. You did that. You the one pushed this button at this time, or you're the one pulled this trigger at this time. But when AI goes online, who's going to be blamed when something happens? AI? It's a system. It's a tool. I wouldn't blame the hammer. I don't blame the gun. I blame the operator. And it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same thing. So if people start thinking of it that way, then people will still kind of understand what AI really is. It's a great tool. However, if you use any tool in a wrong way, it can be a very bad thing. That's just my point.
Yeah,
but again, I use Perplexity for I don't do coding. I don't do any of that stuff. So for me, it works great. But you got to fact check. You got to always fact check AI too, man, because sometimes AI be wrong.
Exactly, I would agree with you there. It can definitely be wrong. I just worry about it on a bunch of different levels too. One of the biggest ones is it's going to change the employment environment. There's going to be so many young kids or just people in general with entry-level jobs that will go away because AI can do your job that takes you 2 or 3 hours. They can do it in 2 minutes or a minute or 30 seconds. Research jobs, paralegals, so many different, just jobs that are out there that are going to be gone because of AI.
But they're gonna have to hire somebody to fact check that.
That's true, but you're gonna still need less people to fact check it than you
Physically
would
do the job.
to physically do the job. Exactly.
That's like Walmart.
Yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right. I mean, and it's changed so much. I mean, like at this point at Walmart, you have what, one or two real cashiers?
Yep.
When it used to be 15, 10?
Yep. But supposedly they're supposed to be going back to cashier because they've been getting slammed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they've been getting slammed with deaths.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Mm-hmm. We have someone else that want to join the conversation. Holly, can you hear us? Holly?
Yes, can you hear me?
Hey, I agree, Miss Diva. AI is only as good as the coder, 100%.
Welcome, Holly. What floated your boat today? Was it the AI stuff? What's going on? How you
it
feeling?
absolutely did, because I'm like multitasking. So I've been listening the whole time, but I had to hop on and get in on this part of it. And I agree with both you and Ronnie. It's a great tool. It's as good as the input that you put into it. But I think, and it's crazy, we was just talking about this at work today. AI is making people dumb. You can get on AI and say, write me a paper on this, a 5-page paper on this, and it will do it for you. So I think for us, we have a certain skill set that you have, that you've developed over years, whether it be writing, whatever it is. But when you have AI, the kids coming up today they're not going to have that skill set that they had to develop, because they have AI that can do everything for them. So I think it's good and it's bad. You can't depend on it, 100%. But then, I think we're living in a microwave age. Everybody want everything fast and they want it easy. So they're going to use the AI and they can't even write a decent paragraph because they used AI to write the paragraph. So
it's so many things. Like even to get off of AI for a second, but like I remember when my one of my sons was in boot camp, and my other son was going to write him a letter. He didn't know how to address the damn letter. He had no idea how to address the letter. And so I think it's so many things that we learned, it was ingrained in us, that is useful information. Yeah, you may not need to write a letter every single day or once a week or even once a month even, but you should know how to do it.
Absolutely.
You should know how to write a paragraph. You should know how to, you should have that train of thought and know how to reason. They don't know how to, not even say they, some kids don't know how to reason at this point.
Right. I just think it's the generation that's coming up, behind us, they don't get they're not going to get the same skill set. They're not going to have that. It's going to be lost art here shortly. It's going to be lost.
Yeah. But you still have jobs where you have to have it. You have to have it.
Yeah.
So then what?
Right. So for me, I agree 100% with everybody. However, you got to think about. Hold on, but can you hear me? So you got to think about, like, even if you go back every generation, it's some new technology that comes about. People were riding horses back in the day. Then we had cars and bikes, and it's like, hey, you learn how to ride a horse. Why? I don't need to learn how to ride a horse. I have to be stinky all day and hurt my inner thighs all day. I'm riding this engine. Now the engine in itself is doing things because it's polluting the environment, but it's more convenient. It's faster. It's more reliable. You don't got to deal with its temperaments other than it's not working, but it fails just like a horse. So if you continue to do that throughout society or throughout history, every generation prior to the current generation has said the exact same thing about new technologies. Our kids are getting dumber. Our kids are getting dumber. No, Our kids are way smarter than we were. They don't have to, again, they don't have to go. And I'm not a big proponent of like not using your brain, right? And people say, oh, kids are dumber. No, they have things that makes things easier for them, right? We want to continue to have them to do manual. Go and open a book, go look and read these pages and research these 1,000-page freaking books. Or when I can say, hey, where is this information at specifically? And it's there in 0.003 seconds. To us, yes, that's kind of like cheating. You wouldn't even have to go do what we had to do. You know what I mean? So for me, it's a good and a bad thing in a sense to where people look at our next generations as dumb or lazy or whatever you want to call it. It's not this. It's not this. They didn't choose the generation they're in. They didn't. A lot of them didn't choose the technologies that they were in, or they're that are becoming what they are. What they are trying to do, and these kids, we don't understand it like as good as our kids understand. I promise you, our kids understand this stuff way better than us, right? Because they living in it. When you're not actually living in it, we are still we're in the middle. We kind of like old school and new school. Our kids nowadays are all new school. They don't know old school ways. I don't have to go and do. I mean, some of these kids, I should say that some of these kids have never had to freaking carry a book to school. They have their laptops. They don't even understand any of that stuff because why? How would they possibly know that?
I understand.
You know how to catch a bus? No, I look on my app, and that app says, "Hey, wait here," and this thing don't come up, and I get on it. So you have to. So we have to be careful how we address it. In my opinion, we can't call these kids stupid. We gave them the technology they have. In my opinion,
and I understand where you're coming from there, but at the same point, if I'm asking you how you feel, or I'm asking you to explain your answer, and you have to go to ChatGPT to figure that out, that's a fucking problem.
Absolutely.
And that's what's happening now. They don't know how to reason. It's not how to look for how do you get to
when calculators came about. Hold on. When say for instance, when grafting calculators came out, right? Did we say anything about that? Because I guarantee the people before was like, y'all are fucking lazy. You should be using your brain to figure this out. Why? When this grafting thing, we just punch these digits in here and push equal or go, and it gives us the answer.
So let me ask you.
Then why am I being lazy when I have the technologies to not have to do the long hand,
we talk apples and oranges. We talk apples. We talking arithmetic versus how you feel and a way of life. So for instance, listen to me.
But this society is this isn't our society anymore. It's their society. Go ahead.
So Ronnie, if you ask your child, if you said to your daughter, yo, I didn't like how this whole thing went down, you know, I felt disrespected by that. And your daughter goes to ChatGPT and say, was this scenario disrespectful? That's a problem. Is it not? That's not arithmetic. That's not a calculator trying to figure out, get an answer real quick. That is human life reasoning skills.
So okay, I got you. I agree with you. So socially they lost. How long was COVID? 3 years, 2 years, however you want to call it. They lost 2+ years of social interaction. That bubble, and we talked. I said this some years. I think when we first kind of started talking about all this stuff, that bubble is continuously moving with the group of people, and it's growing, right? Because those group of people are having kids, right? So the thing is like that socially, they don't have to interact with each other all day. Again, I even talked about this before. How many neighbors do you know that live in your neighborhood right now?
But I'm gonna ask you.
That is a problem.
I'm gonna ask you again,
right? So it's not just the kids that nowadays. It's kind of like how.
Still, you're not listening. You're not listening to what I'm saying. It's pretty simple.
Go ahead.
It's pretty simple. You should never have to go to a computer to figure out how you feel. It's that simple. Anybody else got anything to say?
I disagree with you on Ronnie on that statement about COVID. The social part, these kids have already taken themselves out from being socially. The games that they're playing, when we were growing up, we had to go outside. They don't want to go outside. So they're already taking away the social aspect of meeting people and going out and enjoying themselves. These kids, they don't even know how to write cursive. But supposedly they're supposed to be bringing cursive back. You know, it's crazy how it's evolved, but evolution is good, but it's also bad. That's just what it is.
Yeah. Go ahead, Ronnie.
Okay, I hear you. When the last time you had to sign anything in cursive? Name me one time you've had to sign a document in cursive.
I just did that with optometrist the other day.
I ain't listen. I do business and all kind of stuff. I e-sign stuff. You don't sign things cursively anymore. You can, as a matter of fact,
hold on. Holly, you asked a question, let her answer. Hold on, go ahead, Holly.
Yeah, I just had to on Monday. I had to sign my name at the optometrist.
Go ahead.
No, he's behind.
I just had to sign my name at the optometrist on Monday.
There you go.
Well, how many times have you had to sign your name in the last, say, year in cursive?
I've had to do it a few times. I know most recently was Monday. I've had to sign my name a few times on a piece of paper with a pen. So,
Holly, I haven't signed my name in cursive in years.
Probably since high school.
No. So what I'm trying to say is I get where some things, and I've done a whole bunch of stuff, right? So the thing is, like, what people don't, you have to there's just new technologies out here, right? There's new things that these kids don't have to learn certain things that we had to learn back in the day. Some of this stuff is just obsolete. You know what I'm saying? If you even think about, and we just kind of hit it a little bit. It's like now, you remember we had people that, were at the counter, you talk to them, interact with them. You know what I'm saying? Now, how long has basically computers been running some of the stores? You do self-checkout with some of the stuff. Matter of fact, you don't even got to do that anymore. You can use your phone. You ain't even got to go to self-checkout. You can use your phone, scan your items, pay for everything, and walk out the store without ever interacting with nobody at that store. Is that a bad thing? Now, should we go back to, hey, Jimmy, how are you doing today? And you stand in line for the next 30 minutes trying to get all your items through there because it's 40 other people in front of you with 30 other items? No, it's more convenient. So people they pick and choose things. What's convenient and what's not convenient. Well, this works for me. That doesn't work for me.
Well, because you have to pick and choose. You have to pick and choose because
kids they grew up in this system.
I don't think it's, and I don't think anybody
you can't. So it's kind of like for me. It's kind of like. So for me, Ronnie? I look at it like this, right? And I literally just had a conversation with my kids today about this, right? 2 of them in college. One is a freshman, right? And we're literally just talking about this exact same thing, which is funny that we're talking about it now. Right. I asked them and I kind of talked to them like, hey, you guys know how important hugs are? You guys know how important it is to say, hey, Dad, how you doing? Text me and say, hey, what's going on with you today, Dad? You know what I'm saying? Check you out. Do you understand how important that is? And they literally looked at me like I was a deer in the headlight. Like, huh? Like, they don't understand that portion of it. And I get that's what I'm saying. I get where everybody's coming from. That is the way that we interact with people. What they always do is sometimes they'll call and say, hey, Dad, what's going on? Text me. And that's how they interact with me. You know what I'm saying? That's just how they're not that, I guess, touchy-feely kind of kids anymore. Yeah. Like we grew up as. I had to grow up literally outside. There was no inside stuff. The only time you come inside is
he breaking up. I think you might have to come back out and come back in because I got a simple question from Bronny when he come back. Vanessa, you're on. You're up. Vanessa, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, go ahead and go because I'm having. Yeah. Go ahead, Vanessa. The floor is yours. Welcome back to the pod, love.
It sounds like Ronnie back.
Yeah, go ahead. No,
he
go ahead.
ain't going nowhere.
Okay. So I could talk about AI until everybody here wants to kill me. But just sticking on this what's it doing to the kids portion of it. I think the part that Ronnie is missing, because he's absolutely right. Everything he's saying is correct. But I think we have to squish that in with another piece, and that piece would be the critical thinking skills that are lost.
Yes.
I have a present that was given to me by a student like a decade ago, and it's just a little picture box, and it says, "The best teachers don't tell you what to think, they show you where to look." And that resonated with me. It's on the wall in my living room because it's something that I try to remember in my parenting. Like, I don't want to turn you into me. I don't want you to have my politics because they're my politics. It's not an heirloom. I want you to believe what I believe because you come to the same conclusion after looking at all the research and after looking at all the evidence, right? I want you to come to your own conclusion through learning and discovering and questioning. Cursive.
Vanessa, go ahead. What you say?
You muted me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
That's okay. I was like, no, I was making sure I wasn't in trouble.
No, I was making meet Ronnie.
Okay. So things like cursive, one of the reasons it's coming back is because there's like 20-year-old research that shows learning how to write cursive builds different connections in your brain. And the more pathways you have, the more intelligence you can gather, right? You learning cursive during your language acquisition changes how you use language, how you structure sentences, how quickly you learn to read, how well you do with other languages and understanding other people's handwriting. Like, there's a lot of layers. Cursive is not just fancy writing from George Washington. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's there's reasons we make all those decisions. And I think that one of the worst problems with AI, as far as like the human impact, because I think the environmental impact is worse. I think one of the worst things that it does to humans, besides erasing the need for people to do certain things, is that lack of need for critical thinking. The only part of critical thinking you do is to determine whether or not what it has spit out at you is valuable or not. And if you don't have the skills to sift through fact and fiction and what's a good source and what's not, and you just take it verbatim because you're a 12-year-old kid or a 16-year-old kid, then you're running with, half-cocked ideas. You don't have to think about anything. You don't learn how to think for yourself.
I agree.
I absolutely
agree. Critical thinking.
Exactly.
That skill is going to be lost.
Yeah.
I think we're seeing it lose. I think we're watching kids lose it. I think that's what the manosphere is. That's people not using their critical thinking skills because something feels warm and fuzzy and they just go with it.
Because of feeling.
That's Donald Trump. That's Donald Trump.
It is. It is. And it's a problem.
Everybody's saying it's a great thing. It is. But it has to be some limitations to its use, especially, I think, with the younger people. There needs to be some limitations to it.
I mean, just think now, these kids that's coming up, going to college to be doctors, where hopefully they're going to still continue to teach them critical thinking skills by going to college, these colleges. But it's going to be too much because AI is taking over. I don't want no robot operating on me.
Right. Right. There's a couple of examples of AI that I think seriously positively impacted my life. One of them, the VA. The VA uses AI to scan your medical record and your service record to pull out evidence for you.
They just started that.
Yeah, it's been within the last year or so. And it's one of the reasons my case was on hold forever because of how complicated my case was. I'm talking over 7 years. Biden got the AI in there after Obama got everything digitized,
Mhm.
Biden started using the AI, and it went from a couple of months wait to even get your first appointment to you're out of there with an answer in 145 days. It's insanely fast now, and it's because they're using AI to screen those things. That's an excellent application. You're saving man hours, you're speeding up a process for people who are waiting. Search engines, Google, what time does the movie theater close? Where can I go get, tacos tonight? Whatever. That's a great use of AI.
But the bad part about it, using it in the VA part of it, because I work for the VA, but the
Right.
bad part about it is they're pushing these claims through. And unfortunately, the rating that some of the veterans may get may not be what the veterans think they should get. You know what I'm
In a
saying?
good way or a bad way?
Yeah.
In a
In a
bad
bad
way.
way.
In a
I'm doing an
bad way.
appeal right now for the same thing. They took me
Really?
from 20% to 90%, and I've been fighting for that last 10% for
Actually, you need
the
50.
last
You're going to
yeah.
need 50%.
Right, to bump it over to because the algorithm, right?
Right.
So, but
Correct.
I'm sitting at like 203 right now, so I'm like right there. But that's
Whoa.
like it's the dumbest stuff that I have to go through and do, and so now I'm like, I guess because I wear glasses, I had a no shave chit. Like I'm literally not really, that was a joke, but like I'm claiming like everything now. I'm nickel and diamond because my big stuff didn't get me over the hump, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has slowed down some stuff, but it's sped up everything else tremendously.
Wow.
Yeah, it has.
Well, I didn't even know that. I didn't know that part about the VA at all because I was wondering because my one of my sons just got out. He got out in January. He's already got his first appointment in April. He
Yeah.
just filed like a couple weeks ago.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
See, the one thing about I can speak about the VA part of it. Have you guys seen where they're going to be reviewing records?
No. Well, I've
Mm-mm.
heard about it. I heard, you always hear the rumors of they are and it's going to hurt veterans. They're going to come back and try to stop people from being at,
Well,
whatever sentence they are, yada, yada, yada.
that part of it, they're reviewing for fraud. I guess they've had so many cases of fraud to where people claiming this, and that, and they getting 100%, and all everything. There was nothing wrong with them.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what years or how long or how far they're going to go back, but they're going to start reviewing some records because right now, even to this day, as a veteran, if you get a DBQ filled out by a doctor, a specialized doctor, and submitted, they have to rate it off of that DBQ. They won't set you up with no medical appointments. You have some people out there that will print out the DBQ, take it to their doctor, and some doctors will fill it out, which is to me is fine. It's cool.
Yeah.
That way you ain't got to worry about the VA getting you an appointment set up to go see one of their doctors, and one of their doctors.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
So
yeah,
are they going to go back to check to see if the DBQs was actually filled out by a doctor? Is that the type of fraud you're talking about? Like, okay.
Yes.
So somebody made it up on their own, just filled out something and just got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I received a new letter basically saying that I got re-verified, right? So they did that for a lot of people already.
Yeah.
So hell yeah. So I get that, and that's true. It's true. People were doing some things that were. So what happened, I think, was they talked about where people was getting their stuff done in Philly, and they found out. I guess where people were the one or two or three people that were up there doing something. I guess not what they're supposed to have been doing. So they redid thousands of people. To just basically re-verify that one, if you're still alive, because there's still people that's getting paid that weren't alive. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah. So it was a lot. It was a lot of stuff that was happening. To all of that. Lando could speak way more better than
that was a VA employee. That was a VA employee.
Right. So
what was
the
he
reason
doing?
why they did it.
I want to hear
He
the
was
story.
fraudulent. Yeah.
He wasn't even reviewing the records. He was just signing them off and pushing them along.
Right.
That's a man of the people right there.
Yeah,
they had. Oh my god,
they didn't do that for mine because I was up in Philly first. That was where I first got my first initial joint. I got out on the medical, and all I got was 20%.
Redo it.
He
Willow
didn't get a hold
Grove
of my
screwed us
file.
over.
Yeah, he didn't get a hold of my file.
Yeah, but they had went back decades, man, because he was like Lando said, he was just yep. Everybody went through. He was doing more cases. He was doing so many cases that they was like it would take him like 10 or 15 years to go to. They was comparing him to the other people that was at his whatever they do, and he was clearing cases like 10
Yes.
or 20 to 1.
Some of them he wasn't even opening up.
Right. No, so he's clearing 10 to 20 to, like, his counterparts are doing 1 or 2, 3 a day. He's doing 50. Like, how? Like, so
Because he knows it's service connected. Next.
Right. He got a folder. They would say serve. Absolutely.
Right. Buy that man a beer.
Well, they're actually supposed to go. They're supposed to be going to that. They're trying to push.
Yeah.
They're trying to push the way you don't have to go to an outside doctor if it's in your record.
Yeah.
If you complained about it, that's what they're trying to go off of.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
I know people, but I know people that just got out recently, and they stuff came back super fast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the system is they I guess is working and getting better and more efficient. And they I guess they went through what Lando just talked about, where they didn't have to go through all the steps that I had to go through, even almost 2 years ago. So yes, the system's going to work, and they're just trying to get away from fraud, because if they hadn't called out their fraud, maybe we should be getting paid more money.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Give me mine. Get them out of here. Give me me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Look,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that's the wrong fraud to be mad at. I ain't mad at a veteran's wife for still claiming his dead benefits. I'm mad at Trump. So
making
salty, I'm
$1
sorry.
billion by having an announcement that was bullshit.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I can dig it. No, I understand completely. No, I get it.
I think this is a great segue, though. This is a great segue to the last thing, which is the Iran war.
Oh
gosh.
And the shit show that we are here. I'm gonna play this quick video again. We have Trump, making negotiations with imaginary people. It is sad for the fact that I believe the Iranian government over the United States government. Like, when he came out and said that he was negotiating with them, and they came out, and I put it out right away. I said, this is manipulation. He just manipulating the market. He was trying to get the shit back up because everything is going to shit. And it won't surprise me if the Iranian people or the Iranian government come out and say, nah, we aren't doing anything. We're not negotiating at all. And they don't have to right now. They don't have to, because as much as we claim that we're winning by dropping bombs, we're winning militarily, but we're not winning strategically, because what rules the world is money. And everybody is losing a lot of money right now with this Strait of Hormuz being closed. So,
well,
for me,
excuse me, I heard that rumor, I read the news every day, that China and Iran is in talks. So if there's an agreement between them for the oil, because oil is bought at US dollars.
Yeah. So but they've already been getting their oil from Iran for a long. Like, they've sent Iran missiles. Like, even after the last 12-day war, they sent Iran components of new missiles. So they Iran and
China
are already there. Iran, China, and Russia are already allies.
Yeah, so they're trying to get rid of. They're trying to, like, I Landon's alluding to, like,
but you're right.
They call it petrodollar.
That is the petrodollar. If they get rid of and that's what I was going to talk about is, if they get rid of the petrodollar. So, to explain it to people who don't know, and maybe I'll put out a video next week so that way we can talk about it more and people understand.
They're not going to go. They're not going to go.
Oil reserve,
they're not going to go away from
all oil. Hold on now. All oil is sold and throughout the world on the US dollar. Any piece of oil sold other than those that aren't sanctioned, unsanctioned oil, I'll say it that way. Unsanctioned oil is sold on the US dollar.
Yep.
If Iran came out and said, we can stop the war, we're stopping right now, we'll open up the Strait of Hormuz, nobody else got to get, we're not threatening anybody, as long as now we either trade oil on the yen, which is the Chinese money, or we trade it on euros, which Europeans are like, we were trying to get off the dollar anyway, because Trump has been talking shit about us for 2 years now at this point. And we got no problems. We just get rid of the petrodollar. Let me get y'all to understand this, folks, because a lot of people don't. And I had to learn it myself. We are able to take on as much debt and not pay our bills as a country because we are the world's currency. We can continue to take on debt, continue to do that because the dollar is too strong for the world to let it go. The US is too dependent. The global economy is too dependent for the world to let it go. So if we get rid of the petrodollar, that is the first huge chink in the armor of getting rid of economic US dominance. That's what would happen there. So if Iran was playing their cards right, that's what they will, and they probably already have asked for it. And it won't surprise me if Europe is mulling it over like, ooh, we can get rid of the US dollar. So now they're not as dominant as they were before. We get these straits open. We gonna be good because the US won't have the money to buy all the military weapons they did before. The US won't have the money to do all of these different things that we've been doing. It is what it is.
Let me tell you why that wouldn't work, right? And I'm gonna tell you why it won't work, right? One, Gaddafi tried to do that already. Secondly, I'm sorry, Africa tried to do that already. Secondly, the US we don't get oil from the Gulf. We don't use their oil.
So
I'm
gonna stop you right there. Hold on. I gotta stop you right there. No. Go ahead. I gotta stop you right there. You're absolutely right. We are independent as a country as when it comes to oil. We actually have so much that we export oil out every day than we do taking it in. However, oil is traded on a global market. And because it's traded on a global market, we still are paying global prices. So just because, yes, we get our oil from our own, don't mean that we aren't. So what you just said doesn't compute. It doesn't.
You didn't let me finish.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So
we stealing it from Venezuela.
Right. So what people don't understand is that the U.S. is in control of the biggest oil reserves on the fucking planet by far. Because once we went out and took Venezuela out, we don't give a really rat's ass what happens to that over there. As a matter of fact, they already warned them about it. Hey, if you continues doing what you starting to do, we're gonna blow up the biggest oil refinery on the planet.
And what does that do? What does that do for the American market? What is it? So you want $8 a gallon? Like what you saying still don't make sense because
if it's $8 a gallon here, it's gonna be $100 a gallon everywhere else.
I understand what you're saying. I understand. No, it's proportionate to liters because they use liters, and you know that already from being in Japan and all that shit.
Right.
But my point is still my point. It's still globally traded. And because it's globally traded, if we blow up their shit over there, it affects us here. That is why he's gaming and giving them fucking leaving their sanctions and doing all kinds of stuff to try to keep the oil prices down globally.
Right. I get that. I completely understand it, but I'm gonna simplify it for you, right? If you say if you are, and it's kind of like Scarface, right? I'm gonna make it real simple. Right. Remember how Sosa was the big guy on the planet? He was the big guy. Remember Sosa, right? He was like, hey Tony, don't ever F me. Don't ever fuck me, Tony. That guy, that Sosa, right? We're not Sosa. We're Sosa's boss. We met. You seen the people that was around in that room that says, hey, you got to blow up this car. We them people. We all of them people, right? So Sosa is a China, right? Or a other. Then they equal in a sense where people say, hey, there are global competitors but they don't produce certain stuff that we produce. We are The United States literally, and I'm not saying that we should do this, but we are one of the only countries that we literally are self-sufficient.
I disagree.
You know what I'm saying?
I disagree.
100%.
I disagree.
I
disagree.
Listen to what I'm trying to tell you guys.
We're gonna let you finish, and then we're gonna tell you why we disagree.
No. Hear me out. I'm not saying that we should be, but we are literally. If we was to pull everything back, hold on, hear me out. If we was to pull everything back and say, you know, we're gonna just operate on our own. Everybody else will want to come operate with us. Because one, we have everything that we possibly need here. We don't need to really go anywhere. We can literally go anywhere we want. Everybody can't do what we do.
Ronnie,
does that make sense?
Yeah, because you didn't say anything there. So let me start with my.
Go ahead.
You know what, OJ, I'm gonna let you start first, and then I'm gonna
go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Understandably, we don't own the pork.
Mm-hmm.
We don't own the beef. China owns the pork, and Brazil, South America owns all the beef. So
rare earth minerals. Let me just add that in there. Rare earth minerals that makes. Would you just say the U.S.?
We literally no. But I'm
saying rare earth minerals that makes our iPhones and all the electronic gadgets that we got. We ain't got enough of it to consume what we consume as Americans. Mm-hmm. So we are not self-sufficient.
No. I'm not saying we are self-sufficient. I didn't say that. No, I said we can be. No.
How can we be?
Steel.
I literally just
China.
told you we are the biggest. Who are the biggest exporters of beef in the world? You can't talk
South
about
America.
Me. Bro, do your research, man. So what I'm trying to say, I'm already on it. Right, so think about some of the things that's already in this hemisphere, right? It's not just. I'm not saying like America, like the U.S. 50 states are just. It's the whole North America, bro. This place is literally self-sufficient.
Now, when you say North America, that's including Mexico and that's including Canada.
Who you think control all of that stuff? Come on, bro. Y'all better be on the game, man.
Nah, your shit is falling apart, Ronnie.
No, it's not. No, it's not, bro. No, it's not. I'm wide
China
open.
China owns Smithfield Farms.
Exporters of beef. Brazil, Australia, India, United States is 4. Argentina is 5.
Mm-hmm.
We are not self-sufficient, man.
Who just took over art? Dude, who literally just took over freaking one of the not Argentina.
Venezuela was not on.
I'm just saying, but who just did that? How quick was that done?
Again,
you guys aren't paying attention.
You're trying to take over.
It's a third world country.
Who is third world country?
Like
Venezuela.
That's because their government was freaking corrupt as hell. They're not a third world country, man. Parts of it is, yes. But Venezuela got bread. They just was freaking stealing all the money.
Ronnie, the world now is a economic engine all in one.
I agree. Listen, like I said before,
that is why we're by the balls right now with the Strait of Hormuz. We absolutely are. And even though we don't need their oil, our oil is being traded internationally,
and it's affecting us more. At the gas pumps.
Us and if it wasn't true, we would still be at 2-something because we got all the oil we need here for us. But that's not the case. So everything that you're saying, again, you can have that opinion because that's what it is. The fact is, the Strait of Hormuz closed. Now tell me if I'm wrong. The Strait of Hormuz closed. And because the straight up, we still were making the same amount of oil we were before, if not more, because they said they was going to make more. How we even let out strategic reserves. We're still paying more at the pump. So whether you want to acknowledge it or not, I don't know the right adjective to use. We, as a country, are paying more because of the Strait of Hormuz.
So
we're
listen,
paying almost $4 just for regular.
So I completely understand that. 100%. 100%. You are guys are 100% right. I am not saying that the U.S. should ever just close their doors and be self-sufficient. I'm not saying that. I said we could be. If you go around the world, if you go around the world and look this up, Bobby, while you up, who's actually paying less for oil or for like at the pump right now in the world?
It's probably us.
Why? Why would that be? Why is it that the United States is probably paying the less amount of money at the oil pump than everybody else in the world?
Because we
Why
have
would that
Venezuela.
be? We
produce more oil. I do know that the United States produce more oil than any other country in the world.
I get that. You're right. Who's paying more at the pump throughout the world? That would be the question you should ask yourself. Who's actually being paid more? Is it us or everybody else? And ask yourself why that is, right? So the thing is like what I'm trying to tell you. It's like I get what you're saying. You guys are 100% right. We're all dependent on each other. We are, and we should be, right? Because it makes it easier and it makes us less. It makes us less likely to use our own reserves for specific things, because one day it's going to come to, hopefully it never does, one day it's going to be like, and we can't deal with nobody because we're in a problem with everybody. Yeah. I agree.
At this point in time, we are in a problem.
No. Everybody, it's not, everybody's in the problem, right? It's not just, you got to look at it. You got to look at the bigger picture and not just the little, like the micro part. You got to look at the macro portion of it, right? Yeah, we paying a lot more at the pump than we're used to. You know what I'm saying? But go look how much everybody else getting paid at the pump. People are paying they're paying $8-9 a liter. You know what I'm saying? How many liters does it take to put in a gallon?
No, the high. So I just looked at it. The highest right now per liter is 3.18, and that's Hong Kong.
Think about that. It takes 4 liters to make a gallon, right?
Yeah.
Multiply that by 4. That's how much they paying a gallon. Yeah. Right. So you got to look at it. You got to look at it in that view. You know what I'm saying? Is what I'm trying to say. Now, are we in a position to be where we absolutely? You think people China is, I shouldn't say this, but I'm not an expert, so allegedly, I'm gonna say allegedly in what I'm saying. They don't want to utilize other nations because they cheat everybody else. They manipulate their own markets to be freaking cheaters throughout the world, right? So nobody can trust. They can't trust certain people or certain places to be a global leader on certain aspects because they can't be trusted, right? So when people start thinking about that kind of stuff, you got to look. Don't look where we are. We are actually, I mean, we getting paid right now because, man, we ain't used to paying this much money for a gallon of gas. Well, go look around the world. How much are they paying for lumber? How much are they paying for aluminum? How much are they paying for beef? How much are they paying for blah 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 blah? Yeah,
it's because we are the dollar reserve and we are the most dominant.
No, we're the biggest customers of everybody, and you ain't gonna cut. If you work in any business, I don't care what it is. If your biggest customer spending the most amount of money with you does some dumb stuff, you like, man, he just did some dumb stuff, but that's my biggest customer. If I'm your biggest customer and I'm bigger than 5 of your next competitive people combined, I'm not getting rid of number one to lose 5. You crazy? Don't make sense. That's what you got to look at, right? And then you got to look at for other reasons. Like we make all these different technologies, right, that we own. Right,
we own intellectual property. We own it. Let's say it for what it is. We own intellectual property. We don't own the materials. We don't own the building. We don't own any of that stuff.
But But I agree 100%. Right, we sell more things than most people are selling. Right, and better things. Right, you might look at like, oh man, China got 10-1 boats. Okay, great. You have 10 kids, right? And I got freaking 1 Lamborghini. Which one's the better car? Or you know what I'm saying? Like, which one would I rather have? You know what I mean? Like, so you got to look at it in the sense of, in that aspect of it. Like, oh man, they outnumber us. Great. They not gonna beat us in a race.
Ronnie, again. Let me try to explain to you like this. If we try to be self-sufficient, it will be a crisis in America. Our entire way of life would change. There will be no more new iPhones every year, so Apple's going down. There will be no more chips that's getting delivered to the USA. So now computers. Like, it's so many things that we get delivered inside of this country that we do not have the infrastructure to build. We don't have the raw materials to build. Our way of life would drastically change.
100%. I'm not saying we'll still be the Jetsons. Now, we definitely take a hit. But what did we do in, say, I don't know, World War II?
So again, World War II, it wasn't a global economy. It wasn't a global economy. No, it was not. No, it was not.
That's why we went to war, man. You know why we really went to war?
Because we controlled the oil that Japan wanted.
So that's not a global freaking war? So that's not you saying that we weren't connected at that point?
No, I'm saying the entire globe, like there wasn't first world countries like Vietnam, like Singapore, like Japan was one. Let's call it that. But a lot of European countries weren't as dominant as they are now by being within the EU. So it was a lot of different places. The Middle East was nowhere near. The Middle East was a British colony. The entire Middle East was.
Yeah, because Iran funny thing is, Iran used to be one of my biggest allies. I agree. So yeah, I'm with you.
So
I understand that.
So to sit here and say like the World War II was not, there wasn't a global, that is why we are being held by the balls right now. Donald Trump's being held by the balls right now is because the global economy is going down because of just that 21 miles straight of Hormuz. That is why, because so many things come from that and comes from the oil that is globally traded that we cannot sustain this. And I don't know what's a good avenue to get out of it.
So that's why they're trying to that's why they're trying to get the interest rates down. Right. That's why the Fed's like, no, we're gonna keep it right where we at, because if you take it too far down, the dollar's gonna lose or not funding, but it's gonna lose its value. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Worldwide.
And guess what? The interest rate just went up to 7% on mortgages again because of this fucking war.
Right. It's a whole bunch of Swiss cheese into that, and they just people manipulate. It ain't just because of one thing. It's because of multiple things. Because rich people want freaking more money. It's basically really what it's all about. Because they greedy as fuck, right? So, and if you look at it, and you kind of alluded that earlier. I heard what you said. It's like the day that something happened where the administration announced something, and all these big companies invested X amount of dollars, and they made billions of dollars because of that announcement, right? So I get 100% what you're saying.
Yeah, that was one person actually. That was one person. That was right. Insider trading.
Right, 100%, right? So, but the whole thing is like that's globally, bro. People don't understand like a lot of these, and I agree with you. We are all connected in one sense or another. And there's only really like 5 or 6 families that run the entire world. People just don't understand that portion of it. There aren't no real nations, bro. There's freaking 5 or 6 families that run the entire world, and they all connected, right? So, but the whole thing is they pit you against each other and whatever, and they spin things, and they make it look like, one place is bad and the other place is good, and we all do fucked up shit. That's just how it is, right? But what it is like for me, this is what I kind of talked about before. Is you have to really understand what team you're on. That's it. That's the bottom line of it, right? Good, bad, or ugly. Good, bad, or ugly. We are on this team, homie. That's it. Now, if you look at the rest of the world, yeah, they did some horrible things. Every country does horrible things to their own people. We got how many veterans do we have that's homeless on the street? How many people does this country have that die because they can't get health care? when we have everything they could possibly have out here, right? So that is a human thing too. Think about the amount of people that die from that. Oh, they're humane. They're not shooting them in the face or hanging them off a thing or throwing them off a bridge. I think in some cases it could be worse, right? If you have people freezing on your streets, right? Freezing, literally freezing on the American streets. How the fuck is that possible in our world, right? How is that not looked at as being no different than they walking down the street and shooting people for protesting? To me, it's almost the same, right? So if you and it's on a bigger level than what people want to admit to. Is really what it's all about, right? But once we start really,
if you kill somebody, that's different than somebody being homeless. I'm not saying
wait, hold on.
One is good and one is bad. I said if you killing someone, that is different than someone being homeless on the street. I'm not saying both of them are good, but there is a distinct difference between the two.
I don't think so.
One is final. One can be corrected. You can't correct killing. You can't correct killing.
But why is
being dead?
You can people are dying on our streets every day, bro.
If
this country, listen, and we have, but the thing is what I'm trying to say is we have programs and avenues of money for that to never happen, right? Why is it allowed to happen? Because they don't care.
We are a selfish nation and we don't take care of
every
nation
is selfish. Every nation is selfish.
Some more than others.
Every one of them.
Some more than others.
However you want to look at it, right? If I'm a drug addict, me and you drug addicts, right? And I smoke 10 cracks a day and you smoke one, who's a worse addict?
I guess me for smoking 10, I guess.
No, we both the same. This is what I'm trying to say, right? That's the thing, right? You can't differentiate or you can't make it any different. We're both doing the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? Even though you do 10 whatevers and I only do one, what's to say my one doesn't equal your 10?
A crackhead is a crackhead.
No. right, Lando. But my point is, like, it may seem like, okay, you do 10 little ones. I didn't specify this. I did that on purpose, right? You might do 10 small little things, 2 small little freaking pieces of whatever, and I do one big one, right? Are we still the same thing? Yeah. It's just you did 10, I did one big one. So, but are we still both crack addicts? Yep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying there, but I think that's the wrong analogy. Let's look at real world shit. Let's look at most industrialized countries have.
Listen, before you start there.
Have free healthcare.
Before you start there, who bought crack cocaine into the United States?
The U.S.
How many people have died and continue to die from crack?
Who brings it? Don't say.
No. How many people have died and continue to die from that freaking drug today? From the beginning, millions of people.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I said, it's the little scratches are more to me. Little scratches over time are worse than big ones. But people don't pay too much attention to the little scratches until it becomes too many of them. You know what I'm saying? So the point I'm trying to make is you can't look at one thing and say the analogy is like, oh man, they do one thing this way, but we do one thing the other way, but we both doing wrong shit. We can't be saying you more right than I am, or you're more wrong than I am, or you know what I mean? You guys got to own up to what it is. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, every country do bad shit to their people. I mean, if you even go back to freaking the syphilis shit back in the 50s, how many people are still affected by that? How many people died from that? You know what I'm saying? Still, people to this day right now are still affected by that. Right? Because it's a DNA thing. That shit goes down through your DNA for centuries. You know what I mean? So how many people freaking died on a trail of tears? Right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so you got to look at it. You got to look at it in a real, more holistic way of just saying, hey, these people are really bad over here. If me and you are different countries, right, and you're allowed to have a shotgun, but I'm not allowed to have a shotgun, we got a fucking problem. I want a shotgun too. Because you said I'm bad, don't mean your ass is worse. But people won't say nothing to the bully because you're the fucking bully.
I don't get that, but I'm gonna let Vanessa talk. Vanessa, you came back in. Where you at, sis?
Oh, I'm listening to Ronnie. I came back in. I just been having technical difficulties. It just took me that long to come back. So
yeah. I love my country.
Absolutely, 100%. I know what team I'm on.
Everybody on here signed up for. Hold on, do we got Leroy? Hey, this is the first time he came on to the pod. I've been trying to get Leroy on here for a long time. Welcome, shipmate.
What up? What up, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you. We got you. What brought you on today?
I'm always trying to get on, man, but I'm continuing with that.
Yeah.
I got a little 2-year-old terrorist over here, so you know.
But what brought you on today? What was the catalyst that got you on today?
No, like I said, I've been trying to get on. I've been holding back a lot because I'm anti-militant. So yeah, it's just a little bit of time, just to get on, introduce myself, show my face. I'm in the chats all the time. So
yeah, you are. Welcome, my brother. Welcome to the couch. This is where we go. We come here and we just, we say our opinions. We try to be. We are factual, and if we aren't, we find it out. We go look for it. So welcome again. I disagree with you a lot there, Ronnie, on a lot of things that you were just saying, just because, like, again, I love my country. I love, I love my country, but we got a lot of shit that I can't sit here and say, like, we on the same level as other countries when they have free healthcare. They have family leave. They have a lot of things that we can afford in this country, but we don't do of selfishness and because we don't have people that should be paying their proper amount of taxes, paying a proper amount of taxes. That's a problem. And so I can't say we're on the same level because they may have, somewhat of a homeless problem, but their homeless problem ain't as bad as our homeless problem. Like just because you did crack once a month don't mean that you do the same crackhead as somebody that do crack every single day that they ain't got no job, ain't doing anything else. So like you could be a functioning alcoholic, you could be a functioning crackhead, but we are messed up as a country, to be honest. And
look at our prison system.
No, I agree. No, Bobby, don't get me wrong. Listen, what I was trying to say is you can't call me a crackhead because I use one time and you can use it like once a year. We're both crackheads. Is what I'm trying to say. You can't call me an evil person.
I disagree with you. So somebody that drink somebody that drink once a year versus for New Year's, and somebody that's an alcoholic that lose their jobs, that can't hold anything, they're both not alcoholics.
They're both alcohol drinkers, though.
Yeah, they both. That's different.
So, no.
That's a spectrum.
It depends on how much he drank on that New Year's.
Right. That's a spectrum.
Right. So that's the point I'm trying to make. It's like what I'm trying to say is I think we're both right, Ryan or Bobby. I think we're both right. Right? Is yes, there are levels to each of that. Like if I go and murder, like if I'm a mass murderer and I go and I'm saying I'm a serial killer and I go and I'm Dexter, right?
Yeah.
Well, not only supposedly kill bad people, but bad people in my mind are just the bad people. Well, they still were somebody's brother, sister, uncle, dad, or somebody else. Doesn't mean that if Dexter killed, I don't know, in their mind 10 people and I kill one, we're both murderers, right? You might be a serial killer, but we're both murderers.
So is the military?
I'm trying to stay down at the not at the big level. I'm talking about at the beginning.
Yeah,
like once you cross that line, you cross that line. No matter how far you've crossed that line, is what I'm trying to say.
Ronnie.
Yes. Go ahead.
How are you? So I get what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I agree or not because I don't know how you're applying it. Like, give me a real world situation.
Exactly what I was about to say.
I literally. Okay,
no,
let's do it.
No, you're not. No.
Okay, here's a real world situation right now.
Well, let's talk.
Wait. Here's a real world situation. Who is the only country that dropped freaking nuclear weapons on anybody?
Us.
Twice.
Yeah.
Why are we allowed to have it? Because we actually used it. No one else has
Okay,
it.
so you're saying there's no moral authority. I agree with you. I get what you're saying. I do think that there's degrees. I do think the guy who killed one person versus the guy who killed 10 person, they're going to get two different jail sentences, right? They're going to be dealt with differently. They
will.
No.
Yes, they will. Somebody's getting 10 life sentences. Somebody's getting one. You know what I mean? Like if you, or they both get the death penalty, whatever. Like I get that there's nuance to that, but in general, we do have a system where we accumulate. There's the metric is different depending on what we're talking about, whether it's war crimes or petty theft versus grand larceny. Like there is a metric in place for those things. But I do agree with you that if you're on the scale to begin with, you don't have moral authority over the other person, right? So like the guy who he was just in the news a couple of days ago. They settled his case. He killed the man who was sexually assaulting his 14-year-old daughter or whatever, right? And then you got the guy over here, Luigi. And then you got, somebody shooting up a school. Those people are all wrong. They're all evil. They're all, a problem. None of them have moral authority over the other. But the circumstances and the nuance are going to play a part of this. Luigi is going to have whatever happens to him. The school shooter is going to have whatever happens to him. This vigilante over here who's could not be more sympathetic. Everybody in that situation would have shot the guy hurting his kid. But we deal with that differently, right? So it's the nuance doesn't go away. I don't know. I think I agree with you.
No, right. No, I think, like I said, I think we all listen. I think we're all right. Is what I'm trying to say. Is that there are so many different nuances, like you said, it's different nuances or perspectives, if you will. The dad, yes, I would have drowned him, resuscitated him, drowned him again, resuscitated him again, drowned him again, electrocuted him, resuscitated him, and then I would have probably chopped his head off. Right. So for me, I get what you're saying, right? My point is, like, I think we're all right, and you're 100% right. It's definitely nuances to everything or perspective. In the perspective of the dad, hey, you messed up you forever messed up my baby. To me, you don't even exist on the planet. However, that person is still someone's dad, probably uncle, brother, blah, 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 who now you've just affected them. Now they want you out of here. No matter what happened between what that person did, right? But my point is, my point was and still is that us, and it's not just us, I'm talking about worldwide, we all point at each other. Every country points at everybody else. You're terrible. You don't treat your people right. You should do this. Da 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 da. For me, I know what team I'm on. I know who we point at more than others. who we see as competitors. Listen, what I'm trying to say is that as we're running our race and you catching up, I might trip you. I want to win, and I understand that portion of it. You know what I'm saying? But some people may see that as cheating. Well, maybe in your perspective, it's cheating because I tripped you, and you are freaking and I already lapped you.
No, go ahead.
So the biggest. So the biggest thing that you keep mentioning, the win, the win is what's important to you. Mm-hmm. Screw all the casualties. The win.
Yep. That part.
Then what? Now you got it. Now you got it. Now you're in the seat. Now what? What's the plan?
I don't need a plan.
What was the point of winning?
What you mean? What's the point of winning?
What was your point of winning? What was your contention? Okay. Why did you need to win? To satisfy what?
Let's break that down to anything, right? You ever play sports?
No, let's keep it political.
No.
No, you keep on
Ronnie
knowledge,
just
bro. Stop with the knowledge and stay on real world.
Okay, let's do political. Let's do political, right? Let's look at it political, because this is no different from any sports that you've ever played against anybody or any race you've ever run.
Yes, it is. It's hella different.
It's about survival.
Lives are involved. There's no lives involved in football.
So hold on. Why do people compete in anything? Why don't we just have everybody eat off the same plate? Why don't we just have everybody come into your house?
Yeah, that's the question. That's the word point.
Hear me out. It's more self-preservation than anything. So if I want my people, my family to win, I'm going to do everything I possibly can to help and make sure that they win. Period. Right? If you're hungry out in the street and my son's hungry out in the street, who you think I'm going to feed? You think I'm going to feed both of y'all when I can only feed one?
But see, Ronnie, that's
Ronnie. So that's the political way to look at it.
Yeah, you are.
Are you winning? Are you winning though?
Are we winning? Yeah, are we winning as a country?
No. Let's keep it focused.
Go ahead.
Are you winning?
Yes, I'm winning. We are winning. Matter of fact, me and my son don't win.
How? Winning what? What'd you win?
Because we're fed, you're not.
And what happens when the food runs out and you need another strong back?
It's not
because
what?
What? Say that again.
Because me and my son gonna win and you're not. Or we're gonna be fed and you're not.
That's the most manosphere thing you've ever said.
No, it's not. You guys got to understand. Like, I'm trying to. You don't take me literally, right?
It's not
I would try to figure out. I would try to figure out the payout.
It's kind of hard to take you. It's kind of hard not to take you literally if that's your ideology, because in this game, your ideology affects me. So, like you said, if you're focused on you and your son winning, I'm gonna go kill the person who's preventing my son from winning, from eating, from getting.
Good luck with it. Come get it. That's all I would tell you.
No. This is no. I'm not. No. Wait.
You brought that up, bro.
But hear what I'm saying. Now you put me in a position because my form of winning, I want us all to eat. There's enough to go around for everybody to eat.
No. In your mind, it's enough for everybody.
Right.
No, it ain't. There's enough for everybody.
No, it's not.
The world was fine on February 28th, 27th.
Every time I go to the grocery stores, the shelves are stacked. How is it not enough for everybody to eat?
No, bro. You don't even understand. So,
Ronnie,
I got a question for you. Hold on.
No. Let somebody else talk for a minute, Ronnie. Go ahead, Vanessa.
You need community to survive. You need mutual aid. Like this mentality of I have to survive because there's scarcity is a fallacy. There is no scarcity. The scarcity is manufactured by the people who want you to pay more at the pump. Like literally, it's all constructed to make you think that we're supposed to be against each other. When you run out of crops, when the foods are cleared, when the lights go out because the super volcano went off, you're going to need community. Sports are not going to matter. Politics are not going to matter. What's going to matter is who's in your shelter with you. Can they farm? Can they carpenter? Like that's the stuff that matters. You need people around you to survive. You need doctors, you need teachers, you need engineers. You cannot do it alone. And yes, there might be food right this moment in front of you, instant gratification for you and your son. But if you're planning long term for your son's future, you need your community.
All right, great. Hold on. That wasn't listen, y'all are taking this way out of context. That was not what the subject we were talking about.
We were talking about the petrodollar, and
no. We can be self-sufficient.
We cannot, and I'm telling you, and if we were to be, it would be a drastic. It would be some
decline in the
viral. It would be.
Listen, like I said, we won't be eating steak every day. I agree.
No, we won't have technology because all the helium is in Qatar.
Yeah,
it's getting blown up.
Different things. We won't have the computers. We won't have the chips. We won't have the cars. All of our cars is fucking made with computers at this point. There will be no more new cars. Nobody will have new cars. There will be no replacement parts for so many of the cars that we already have here. Like there is no self-sufficiency for any country in the world at this point. It's just
Look at Cuba. Look at
Listen,
Cuba.
Did y'all hear anything I said? I understand that.
Yes.
I agree.
I think we're all shocked that you said it.
No, don't be. Listen, don't be shocked. What I'm trying to say is to you is that yes, you have to have some sense in your mind that we're going to survive, and you may not have to be able to. Listen, you guys don't. You I see what you're saying. I understand, and I know what our religion say. You help people just as much as you want to be helped. I agree. You treat people like you want to be treated. 100%. You guys are taking me way out of context. This is what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
The scenario, what we were talking about is if I have to feed my son and I don't have enough to feed all of us, I'm going to try to feed us all. I won't eat. If I have to feed me and my son, I won't eat for you and my son to eat. I just won't eat. That's just me. So let's get that clear. Right. So don't take that out of context is what I'm trying to say. Don't be confused about
it was the hypothetical.
Hold on. Don't try to spin it however you think you want to spin this, right? So don't put yourself in my shoes because you don't know me in that sense. It's what I'm trying to tell you. What I was trying to say is that globally you have, and if you think about it, yes, if we wanted to be self-sufficient, this country could do it. Yes, we would lose things. Yes, we won't have freaking smart cars for the next 100 years. Yeah, we probably won't. We probably wouldn't eat steak and lobster and all the other things that we're used to. Yes, we probably won't be able to do that. Yes, we will have to go back in rural times where we don't even you had to walk everywhere instead of having a freaking car. You understand? You understand what I'm trying to say? Is yes, this world is now connected, and as it should be. If you go back and rewind, I literally said that twice, right? This world should be connected because that's the only way that you can make sure that it is going to work together. Because once you start separating yourselves, like some of these other countries are doing, right? You're going to be in a position where us going to look at you differently because you're not contributing the way that you should be contributing.
But that's what America First is, though. America First is separating themselves, separating us from the world.
No.
Right.
Exactly what America First is.
No, you guys are missing listen.
No, but I get what you're saying. The platform is.
No,
and I know it's not, and I know
you guys
got to know.
What
you guys really need to learn history.
Ronnie. So you're for global domination.
What you mean?
You're for global. You want us running everything, right?
No, did you not just hear what I just said? I said
that's what I got from what you said.
Now, I understand that. That's your perspective of it.
Ronnie, he doesn't know you. We don't. It's a hard hypothetical.
I literally just said it is great that the world is connected as it should be. Did I not say that?
Yeah,
so
you did.
So how are you coming from that to what you're saying? Doesn't make sense to me.
Global domination is connectivity. But we are in charge of everything.
Exactly.
We're not going to be. No one's going to be in charge of everything.
But we
So you're for a libertarian system.
What do you mean libertarian system? Explain that to me.
Also socialism. So you're for socialism.
As we should be. Again, you want to be treated as everyone. You treat everyone. Socialism is you treat me like I treat you like I want to be treated. That's socialism.
Okay.
So
I got you.
So that yes, absolutely. So the whole point I was trying to say is, if ever it comes down to it, and I really hope it never does, is when we get into this global war, it's over for everybody, right? Because it's not gonna be freaking. We're gonna talk. They ain't gonna talk. They're gonna just start lobbing freaking things that's gonna kill hundreds and millions of people at a time, right? So I never want that to happen. There should never be a global, I'm on the top of the hill and I run every freaking thing. And if I say something, it goes. It should never be that way. I agree to that. I'm not saying that we should be on top of the hill and we pass out the money and the food. Absolutely not. It is great that we are freaking doing globally connected. I understand that. What I was trying to say, if it all comes down to it, we can say, woo, we don't have enough for everybody. We have to feed us. And it may come down to that. And I hope it doesn't. ever. You know what I'm saying? So that's the point I was trying to make, and I would hope y'all didn't see anything differently than what I was trying to say. That's what I was trying to get at.
Okay.
It may come down to that portion, and I really hope it don't. Right.
Okay.
And then this freaking shit that's happening over in not even just in Iran. Look at the rest of the freaking other big time countries and what they're doing to their own fucking people. Is what I was trying to say. Is China is fucked up as we are. Russia's is just as fucked up as we are. Look at all the countries that are in Africa. Most of those freaking governments are us, and we're doing it to ourselves, right?
True.
Right. So what I'm trying to say is that you have to be able to understand how this works. Every country on this planet does some fuck shit, and my point was, if you do fuck shit, it don't matter if I do 10 fuck shits or I do 1 fuck shit. We all do fuck shit. That was my whole point of this whole thing. Right? Your 10 fuck shits might be small, but mine might be super big. And we equal. It just don't seem. It may not seem it to you to someone else looking out from outside looking in.
Instead of being status quo, how do we do better? That's the whole point.
It's as simple as every religion on the planet has always stated. Treat people like you want to be treated. Period. That's easy, but it's not easy because people are freaking greedy. That's really what it's all about. And I said this. Every time we talk about this, all you have to do is follow the money. Follow the money. Follow the money. And that would tell you, and that would tell you who's the greediest. Again, there aren't countries, but people think in this literal sense of countries. There's 5 or 6 families that literally run the entire world. You never hear about them. We'll never hear about them people. And it's been like that from the beginning. Go back and read your religion. Read it. It literally tells you that. But what it is like the numbers of people that are underneath all of that are the ones that are saying, hey, listen, we need this. They only give us what they want to give us, bro. They only tell us what they want to tell us. And people don't understand that. If you think you own your information, you are dead wrong. Because if I give you your name and your information, who really owns it? Right? That's the point I'm trying to make. Understand where you are. I understand what team I'm on. I get it. Are we perfect? No one's perfect. No one on this planet right now is perfect. We all do dumb shit. We all do things that are not. If people were to see behind closed doors, they'd be like, damn, they fucked up. But we ain't gonna just go and tell you that. Everybody's like that. But the majority of the times when we go out here and we want to help people, ultimately, we do 10 good things and we might do 1 bad thing. But I ain't gonna tell you about the bad thing. I'm gonna tell you about the 10 good things I did. That's just how life is. You know what I mean? Like, is everyone transparent about that? No. Because that's something that I'm gonna hold close because I don't want to have you look at me in a bad light. But if I'm the big guy on the block, right? And I'm saying, hey, you doing jack shit. How are you the big guy on the block? And how did you get to that point? That's what the question should be asked. Why are you the big dude on the block? Who put you there? And how did you get there? And how do you get to stay there? And nobody fucks with you like that. That's the question.
All right, fellas. We're going to have to table this for next time. It's time to clean our palate. And
Good talk.
Always. So, shipmate, this is our first time being on, Leroy. So we clean our palate at the end of every show. I'm sure you've seen it already from watching. If you have anything you'd like to clean your palate with, whether it's family oriented, professional, whatever it is, to get us out of what we've been talking
Bobby,
about.
I got a good one. Bobby, I got a good one.
All right.
I got a good one. So, listen, y'all gonna love this.
Go ahead.
Right?
Go first. You're so excited. Go ahead first, Ronnie. Go ahead.
I just heard about this today. Listen, Florida flipped a seat that was red to a Democratic seat, and guess who that seat's in charge of?
Donald J.
Mar-a-Lago. Yo, I laughed so hard. Listen, I think my neighbors heard me. I was like, you gotta be fucking shitting me. I'm sorry, but
you
gotta be shitting me, right? That's what I was trying. That's what I've been talking about the entire time. The system works. It may not work as fast as we want it to work, but it works. That's my cleaner palette today, man.
All right, there we go. All right, Vanessa, you got anything?
Let's see. Oh, my big win today was I actually got through my whole workout.
Oh, outstanding.
The first time since I broke my neck that I got through the whole thing. So
outstanding. Good
I didn't know you broke your neck. Sorry to hear that, Vanessa.
Oh, I'm 3 years into recovery. It's a long stretch. But yeah. I got through it today. It was a monster. Like all in one setting. I do it all every day, but like I sat down, I got it all done at one time. I didn't have to take a break. So that was a big win.
Listen to them doctors, man.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Leroy, you got anything?
Man, I got a few things. So just to let y'all know, I'm out in Vegas. So the Vegas Connect. Y'all thinking of coming this way, want info, what's going on, hit me up. Daughter, she just opened her clothing consignment warehouse building. So all you shoppers that want to come out, it's Reed's Rag House on my Facebook page.
Okay.
Yeah, come check her out. You know, you women that love to shop. She's selling clothes by the pound.
Leroy, leave the link in the comments, dog.
Yeah.
All right,
That's awesome.
Yeah, leave the link in the comments. I like to support that, man, for sure.
Okay, bet.
That's
Love
very
y'all.
environmentally friendly.
Love y'all.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all I got. Yeah, I got the little terrorists I got to contend with. So great meeting everybody. Great speaking with everybody.
Yeah, come on
Beautiful
back.
exchange. Bobby, you know I love you. Bye-bye.
Yeah. All right, now.
Good talk, brother. People.
Out.
Love y'all, man. Appreciate you.
Hold on, we got one more.
Okay.
I gotta clean my palette. Where is it at? Oh, Chrome. Okay. This is my sister's page. She has just started a nonprofit.
Dope.
And we about to listen to it, and she explains it all. And she did it all in one take. One single take. Uh-oh. All right, I gotta start it over.
C3 nonprofit. Hey everybody, it's Mika, and I am excited to announce the launch of my new 501c3 nonprofit organization, Love and Light Foundation. I created Love and Light Foundation as a way to bring comfort, encouragement, and support to individuals who are walking through some of life's most challenging seasons. We put together thoughtfully curated comfort boxes, uplifting messages, and intentional acts of kindness to remind individuals that they are seen, supported, and never alone. So if you or anyone that you know is going through a challenging season in life, whether it be a health challenge, emotional hardship, a loss of any sort, or a life transition, we are here to help. And this is only the beginning. We have already started sending out some of our comfort boxes filled with love, light, and intention. So if you would like a chance to receive one of our comfort boxes, head over to our website, lnlfoundation.org, and request support. And be sure to follow us on social media to stay connected, see the impact that we are making within the communities, and join us on this journey.
That's amazing.
It is. I am so proud of my sister. I really and truly am.
Bobby, leave that link in the comments, bro. I need to get that.
Okay.
Is it Land Foundation or is it?
It's LNL.
Foundation?
LNL.
LNL.
Okay. Yeah. I am so proud of her. She has not only just grown her own business, but she's at the point now where she can give back to others, and it's a beautiful sight to see. And that is, I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. So that is the clean the palette today. Go ahead, Vanessa. You about to say something?
I said that's so cool.
Yeah, it's outstanding. So
Man,
with
that's
that
dope.
being,
That's super dope, bro.
it is, and that's what it's about, man. Trying to, like I said before, this world is very selfish. Our country is very selfish, and for her to start something that is completely unselfish, to help and brighten people and give them a better day than yesterday, is outstanding. And I love her and her husband and her family, and that's it, y'all. I'll see y'all next week.
Leave the link. Leave the link, bro.
Yeah, I'll leave it in there. All right.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Hey, Bobby, thank you, brother. Love y'all, man.
Leave it in there.
Thank
Leave
you.
it in there. You probably can get to it faster than I can.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. Yes, sir.
So I love y'all. Peace.